Alright, it is 9:25 a.m. Tuesday, July the 13th. The watch list has not changed at all. I will be looking for morning panic bounce plays for most of these right here that have a number 5 in the watch list. RNWF, it might not do much. I don't know, it could do so many things today, but we'll see if it's more than just one day spike. NLST, also morning panic bounce play, although this one's a bit sketchy because it is a higher priced stock. I won't be picky. I learned a great lesson yesterday trying to be picky selling right at the VWAP level. Sure, the stock could have broken past VWAP at some point, but that one just didn't happen to do it. That's when I should have sold. If I wanted to be Mr. Half position, I could have sold half at that 104 level. And then from there on forward I probably would have to sell the other half for a small loss or break even, because it didn't get much further than that. So yeah, that's the mindset right now. Just morning panic bounce plays. Alright, it is 9:44. A horrible way to make 30 bucks if you ask me, but DPLS was a morning panic bounce play. And this one actually dropped very close to the levels right here from the other day. At the lows here was 12.05. Here I got to 12.64. Right, and let me just go over my entries. So I bought 4,000 shares, which was like a $500-ish position at 9:37 right here, thinking this was the big volume candle. It was, but it just had more room to drop. It had another candle right here with plenty of sell, so that was the issue here. I did buy here. This doesn't happen too much, that it continues to drop a lot more, but again the volume is still a lot here too. So yeah, I traded almost the same amount honestly, but it was just a little too early with my entry in that sense. Now let me try to put this thing back right here, right about there. That's fine. So yeah, that was my first entry right here, and that was at 13.56, so right about here. That was my worst entry here, 13.56. It looks like about 2 times, because I thought that was the bottom. I thought that was like the max. It was the max volume here, but I didn't expect that it would still rip a little further from there. So I had 2 positions here at 13.56, and then I bought into this next candle the rest. Yeah, I bought the rest in this 9:38 candle, one at 9:39. So 9:38 is right here. I sold at no, I didn't sell. I mean, I bought more at 12.81 right here. So this was a good entry, 12.81, 9:38, and then I bought another at 13. So right here. So I had one buy here at 13, one at 12.81, which was right here, and then I had 2 right here at this 13.56 level, which is right here. So I mean, considering that I wasn't really expecting this, it really wasn't that bad of a position. And this thing did spike towards VWAP, which was nice. The only issue is that I put a sell order at 9:42, which was right here because it was touching that VWAP level. Unfortunately, the order was not getting executed, even though I had a low limit at 13.61. Maybe it wasn't that low. It wasn't. Maybe it wasn't that low. Anyway, it just wasn't getting executed. So that's when I placed like just a market order at 9:43. And I got out probably at the bottom here, because that's how it works. If there's a whole bunch of people trying to sell, they try to, they just push the stock price down until it hits like a wall of bidders that will absorb all the orders. It can break towards VWAP later, like right here, if it tries to hold this 13.42 level, but I don't like it when it gives me GGII vibes, and that you think it's the bottom and then it rips even lower. So I don't mind the fact that I'm out. I don't mind my sell that much either. I traded a larger position. This was like a $2,000 position, and I made just 1%. So on those 2 that were not profitable, again I saw that where was it? Yeah, I bought at 1356. These were the two entries right here. 1356. These were the two entries I had right here. So when I sold at 1342, which was right here, it's not that much, range in terms of losing, right? And I did take two, down there, so that kind of evened out my average. So that was, in that case, what happened there. Let me just try to find my average price. $2,100 position. Yeah, my average price was at 13,475, which is right. Looks like it's doing it now. V1, that's nice. 14,475. So right about here is my average, because I had two buys right here, and then I had some down there. Right? I think I did the math right. Oh wait, no, I didn't actually. Yeah, no wonder, because the last two were not the same. That's my average price, 13,232. So right here, this is my average price at this line right here. And again, I sold at 1342. So my average price was, what was it again? 1323. Right here, my entry was right here, my average. And then I sold at, I need to stop right clicking, seriously. This mouse is so tiny. 13 right here. This was my average entry, and my sell was at 42. Yeah, just not much range at all. Now I don't mind that I sold here because of the fact that it could have first, it was the first drop after touching VWAP. It tried to find a base at this level afterwards, and now it is at VWAP. But I don't regret that at all. It's nice to see it get to VWAP, and past it, because it could have rejected it like, MWCC yesterday, which would have been super bad. So, with that in mind, I think my sell was alright. It was conservative in that sense. Sure, I could have sold like half my position, but I didn't want to play games with that. I never wanted to go in that large. I was thinking $1,000 position at this level right here. When it ripped another candle lower here, that's when I went with some larger size. But hey, it worked out. Maybe in setups like this, I can wait for the first green candle, then it had a red candle. That would have given me potentially, I mean, it still wouldn't have been that far from my average entry in total, but it would have been less risk, and maybe that would have helped me hold longer. But hey, it's at VWAP, give or take. Can it get past VWAP? Sure. Volume is still fading, so there's plenty of chance for something like that to happen. Again, I was in 16,000 shares. Not the best way, if you ask me, to have traded this, but it was a good attempt nonetheless. There were others, but they were not really clean. They were ugly. Morning Panic bounce plays. Gamer wasn't one. This is a nice spiker. And LST, it did one, but I don't think I would have traded this, because again, this one only dropped in like 2 minutes, right? That's pre-market, so yeah, it had an ugly drop. MWWC had an ugly one candle drop. I don't mind missing this one, even though I got to 98. HPIL was another ugly one candle drop. DPLS is the one I traded. RNWF didn't really provide much of an opportunity. Wouldn't have traded that anyway. HMNU did drop here. Kind of random. I don't know. Yeah, I probably wouldn't have taken that. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'll just be looking at DPLS to see how it does. It's struggling at that VWAP level. Horrible way to make 29 bucks. But at least I traded, well in terms of buying these two right here. Had this have cracked, that would have sucked majorly. But that would have been alright. You know, had it have cracked to this level, that would have been like here. That would have sucked. Here, that would have been super bad. But you know, I could have traded this a lot worse. Definitely could have traded this a lot worse. I'll be looking at DPLS, but I probably don't want to trade it again today. It's just going to be a watch. I don't see anything that looks really nice at the moment. Alright, it's 10:07. I had one more trade. I traded it like a chicken, honestly. This thing could go much further. It could touch VWAP, but I'll tell you why I sold. This is... I want you to take a look at this. Here, 16,000 shares. Okay, I traded 16,000 shares. I traded like I don't know, a $2,400 position. I'll do the math again. Sorry, I exited. What can you expect? 542 4 times 2 plus 5112.4. Okay, so I traded a $2,100 position here. Okay, $2,100. $2,100. I made 30 bucks. Okay, 30 bucks. So $30, $2,100 position here. I traded a $500 position, right? I made $25. So why did I sell this way too soon? Here was my thinking, right? First of all, this thing is choppy. Okay, well, not choppy. It is actually very clean, but it can just throw you off so easily. This was like a max panic sell, whatever you want to call it, because it cracked this level here. So people are just screaming to get out, right? Because they're like, oh crap, this thing actually broke the level here. So now they're all panicking. Yada 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 yada, whatever. They all start crying, okay? Sorry if you got in this trade and I'm making fun of you. I'm not trying to. 10:06. I bought in at 112. That was the big baller entry, shot caller, whatever. Okay, 4,000 shares. I thought, okay, big volume, 2 big volume candles just like here. 1, 2 big volume candles. Let me go ahead and, you know, I look forward to this. But then I saw this quick ass spike. Now, I hate it when they do that. Like, just a quick spike. I'd like it to be nice and gradual, slow and steady, you know, get towards VWAP, right? You know, you can say this is it in that sense. But this thing was just not doing that. It had another huge volume candle. Like, literally all the buying action here. I'm not sure how many shares, but very, if not... Let's just see. Okay, so literally the same amount of volume as this candle right there. I'm trying to get this back the way it was, give or take. Alright, right there is fine. This candle literally has the same amount of volume as this candle. Okay, this candle right here. So we have the spike. All of the volume here just absolutely absorbed by people selling into this buying action right here. People who are trying to dip buy like me. So I thought, alright, I don't like the fact that this thing just made another candle that got higher than these 2 candles. You know, all of that in just one quick spike. So I thought, alright, I don't like that anymore. I saw that 176, which was, I guess, where it closed. Yeah, where it closed right here. I sold. Now, it did get to 1247. Sure, but I'm not trying to be a part of this. Because when the morning panic bounce play happens, this is 2 big volume candles. Ideally, it's just 1. This was 2. Ideally, just 1 big volume no. Yes, I still have it, I think. No, I don't think I have it. This was a trade yesterday. Crap, I don't have it. Alright. If you don't mind me, I'm gonna look at my stuff. Alright. Charts, patterns. Long number 5. Did I save a screenshot? Yes. I don't know if that was it. Yeah, this is it. Well, Yeah, this is it. This is the one I missed because I had just some issue with Schwab. So look, here's the idea. Morning panic. Ideally, this doesn't happen, by the way. It's just it drops initially. We're at 11 cents. It drops. Okay, this one did it too with two big volume candles, but that's the idea. This one is bigger. You know, look at the volume fading, right? Two big volume candles. Ideally, it's just one big volume candle, max panic, and then the next candle is like half the size or less. It's not an exact size. It just has to be one big volume candle. This one happened to be two. That's fine. Two happens. One is better. And then look, the volume never got this high anymore. It faded, right? And then that led to this nice spike. So what the problem here is that this thing literally had more volume. You know, it had more volume. Somebody is selling into all of the dip buyers who are buying, right? I'm not trying to be a part of that. So I literally sold the same minutes. This is one where I actually don't regret selling the same minutes. And am I going to try now for a third bounce? No, unless it makes a inverse head and shoulders. No. So again, my big baller entry at 112, whatever, right here. I was thinking, look at all this price action, because there was a lot of price action at 1111, and I was like, is that promoters? Is that like code for this is the bottom here? This soak up shares? I don't know. So I bought at that level 112. I sold the same minute at 1176, which was right here. It did get here, but I didn't want to be a part of this, which did happen. Threw me off that this thing just had more volume there than these two. It just, no, something was off with that. So I sold for that reason. Literally made almost the same amount of money as the other trade where I traded 4 times the amount of size. I'm just gonna watch and learn this. This could be the bottom. Last time I said I'm just gonna watch and learn this was LWLG and eventually a bottom, but this you know, there's no like max panic, you know, price here unless we crack under 10, which would be just like LWLG, which cracked under 10 briefly, soaked up a lot of buyers. Same idea with the max panic from it cracking the level here, right here, and it causing a panic and bounce. If it does it under 10, that might happen, but we're not there yet. If it's gonna do it, if I had to guess, there's a very good chance it can get under 10 cents, and in that case, if it shows some kind of max panic, I might consider it. Anybody who's watching this, you can look at Thinkorswim on demand. You can rewatch this. Anybody who likes morning panic bounce play should rewatch this price action. None of this was really ideal, except for this first one that had a dip towards, not dip towards, it went towards VWAP. But this was kind of iffy, that this was the max volume candle, and then it had a whole nother big red candle with similar volume. That was something I wasn't really ready for. Let's see if it does a move from here. I would not trade this at all. Although I could totally get to 12 or whatever. Not gonna trade it. I'm gonna call it off here. Just gonna look back and reanalyze. Really, I probably won't trade this. HMNU is down a bit too, but it's not as nice. This could be the lower low setup. I just wasn't here for this. And the initial morning panic bounce play, it had price range. It had nice range from, you know, 98 to the low being 90, so 10% give or take. So this thing could move, even though this thing was ugly that it just had one red candle. It could make an uptrend. HPAL, nothing. I don't really want to trade this one, but in theory this one could be a potential setup. Any levels of support? Nope, we have some at 6 though. I might be late for this one, and quite frankly I don't mind missing this one because I just don't like these higher priced OTCs. They trade like trash. I'm sure somebody loves these, but I don't. Gamers up 45%. That's nice. Dip towards VWAP. Well, not towards VWAP. Dip under VWAP. That's cool. This offered nice range too. I'd rather trade. Well, it's too late now, but I would have rather traded Gamer over NLST. Potential inverse head and shoulders. I probably won't trade this anymore. I'll make an update later. I'm not trying to make this too long. Alright, it is 11:08 a.m. and I'll be honest, I just wanted to take a little bit of a mental break after that previous 2 trades, and it did turn around here. Yeah, when I said, hey, I just want to watch and see what this does. Just like LWLG, it turned around, and that's nice, but that's really disgusting. Like, just these big volume candles, and then it turned around more with this such little volume. Gives me GGII vibes. I just don't like it. It eventually turned around here, but I feel like I'm much more prepared than I ever was compared to when I traded GGII. Because now I look at VWAP, I look at max volume. I just feel like I know I have a lot more experience than I did back then, because you know, I've traded that many more times. Very nice that I got to VWAP from 10.69 ish to 13.06. That's pretty nice. Nothing I want to trade with it. HMNU, nothing. Just kept downtrending. HPIL is not doing anything. RNWF doesn't look good. I'll probably move this into the other watch list. MWWC, I guess a lower low right here. I guess a volume candle was here, but nothing too exact. It was just consolidating, really. That could have been a buy from 84 to 92. NLST, I did see it, I think, when it was down here, but I didn't want to trade it at all. GMER, first step under VWAP, I guess, in theory. Nothing too exact. I probably won't trade today anymore. I'll probably make an update later in the afternoon. I don't want to trade midday. I could work on some other things right now. And yeah, I'll make an update then. Alright, it is 5:17. I'm here to call it off and end the video, see what has happened since the last recording. It looks like DPLS cracked to this 12.32 level. Give or take. What? No, it wasn't my average here. That was a lot higher. Huh. Yeah, it cracked to this level. It dropped to 11, but I can't short, and I don't think. Yeah, maybe I would have considered shorting, because it looks. This is clearly now more likely, at least, the top right here when it was at 20 cents. So that's pretty impressive. Nothing else really besides that crack, and I don't think I would have really traded it. Maybe, just maybe, but really incredible price action today. I ultimately was there, but I missed the turnaround where I said, you know, I'm gonna just look back and learn this. But I don't regret it, because this thing was very choppy, you know, from that 10.65 level to VWAP here at 12. Give or take 20%, 30% if you want to include the top at least. Very nice range. HMNU, first red day, not really clean, very choppy, a lot uglier than other ones that I have seen. No setup here. I was looking at APTY in the morning. I forgot whatever happened to this. It looks like it did have a morning panic bounce play, but that was super choppy. It happened a bit later in the day. We did have a big volume candle right there. That would have thrown me off too. The big volume candle was right here, and then it had a low volume. Or was it here? Yeah, no, the big volume candle was right here, and it literally just dropped with little volume to the low before it spiked from 12 to VWAP at 13. But that is some ugly mess. Glad I wasn't a part of that. HMNU, same thing, just choppy. RNWF, yeah, it's downtrending. I'll have this one removed, like I said previously. HPIL, nothing I want to trade here. Some of these, I'm not sure which ones have these crappy 1 minute panics like this one. Sure, it worked, right? But who wants to trade that? It could have been very easily where, oh, it looks like it's going to reverse in level 2. It only had one red candle, big volume though, and then it just rips another level down. Didn't want to be a part of that, and that's quite frankly something that doesn't seem to be very good. NLST did have a big volume. Excuse my sister, she's very obsessed playing her Minecraft game. Um, she very passionately plays that game. NLST, big volume candle, but that was about it. I don't that again very messy. Gamer is still uptrending, although it looks a little iffy because it had a highs at 7.3. It just trades with a lot of range. This thing offered dip towards VWAP setups, but that was alright, you know, to miss. BTDG, nothing I want to trade. It, you know, first dip towards VWAP here. That was about it. That's all I got. I'm going to call it off a pretty good trading day, pretty good attempt. I look forward to rewatching this. I think, what, like 55 bucks in profit. I could have done a lot better, though, with that one larger trade there, just having maybe instead of 2 just 1 entry. That was something I could have done for sure. It did get a little higher, but I don't regret my sell here. It did get a little higher, but you know, I did have a feeling that something like this could happen, and that's clearly what happened, especially here when I bought here and sold there. You know, I had a feeling this thing was going to turn around at some point. My sell was around here where the candle closed, and that's exactly what it did. Ultimately, the bottom here. That's all I got. Good trading day. I look forward again to rewatching this. A lot of lessons, a lot of good experience trading today.